Oh, hey. I guess you forgot. He's well. Actually, I didn't tell you because I hadn't made a video in the past couple of days. But this is a weird intro. I'm just gonna stick with this old one. How's it going, guys? Dom here with Dom's Vlogs, and today we're doing a top 10 best episodes list. You know, lots of people have their own classics. Some people had SpongeBob SquarePants with that positive, upbeat attitude of SpongeBob himself. Others liked Rocko's Modern Life for the controversial but also fantastic slapstick that ever was contrived inside this show. Oh, and by the way, if you like this new setup, it's fine. If not, I'll go back to my original chair. I just wanted to try something new. And then everybody else likes Ren and Stimpy for its short but also pretty good run. And how John Craig Faluski actually was better before the adult party cartoon. But my own old favorite, and yes, it's a Canadian show from Quebec, Canada. I mean, nothing against Canada, but their cartoons are shit. But the ones that brought you all the Canadian stuff you can think of, all the Canadian flavor, and yes, the ones that brought you Angela Anaconda, the worst cartoon of all time for Canada, Martin Mystery. As some of you don't know, I'll put you the rundown. Martin Mystery used to be a Canadian cartoon based off of I would say a teenager or an adult teenager, so to speak, because he's in a academy, Torrington Academy, but he's also a secret agent by the name of the Center. He actually has something called a U-Watch that gives him different types of I don't know what you call it, different types of tech that he can use. He can use different types of scanners. He can use some type of grappling hooks, knives, tracers, goggles. He's got it all on that one watch. And he has some help with some friends. His stepsister Diana, which is a smart yet intelligent kind of being, compared to Martin, because he's a paranormal person that wants the ladies, but still the ladies don't like him. But by far, one of my most favorite people of all time that I like is Java the King. And Java the Caveman, if some of you have not noticed how good the guy is, he is so good. He is so good that I don't know what's up. I mean, he's a caveman, so he has a little low intellect, but he is so good at everything. It's almost like he's the smart one. Yet he barely speaks pretty well English. So, as far as I know, I'm going to keep this brief and we're going to look at the best episodes of Martin. Now, the kind of declining of the show, I think, happened in season 3 when the animation got pretty much better. But, yeah, we'll get to honorable mentions at the end. But right now, here you go, guys. Oh, and you can look these up if you want, because I don't have my computer anymore because school is over and I'm not going back to school anymore. So I'll get one on layaway and maybe I'll do a couple of videos for you. Maybe I'll learn how to edit, which is nice. So here is the top 10 best Martin Mystery episodes. All right. I'm going to set it a little bit down so you can see me. And, oh man, I hate stools. So coming in at number 10 is the episode, season 1, episode 23, The Sewer Thing. Now this is a very odd title because you don't really know what it's meaning. Because thing is in there. The only kind of word you would put for thing, or a movie or TV show, is The Thing. The Thing is a movie, so I never seen it, and probably I'll never will. But it's basically about Martin and Diana and Java as well. Going to, I don't know what area. I know they show the areas, but I don't know which area this is. But somewhere around a subway where they find a missing person. I don't know I forgot his name. Trevor Fisk, I think. And Basically, he was kidnapped, and so yeah, it's very odd to look at it. So they went to go see another doctor, which is basically another friend of Trevor's, by the name of Roberta Frisk. But then she gets kidnapped, yet some people, Martin speculates it's an alligator, when really alligators don't climb through walls. Yet he goes to a they go to an area by the name of Jenner Splice Labs, which is where they do their experiments at, and and Martin, by using the bioscan, found out that this thing is actually a ball of rat hair. So that means it was a giant rat that's been stalking these people. But by the part of what happened, they look through the security cameras and find Trevor and Roberta, and yet they find this other doctor by the name of Maurice Muncy. And then there's like this goo that Trevor accidentally knocked over, and it went inside the air vent, went inside an air vent on the floor. And why were there air vents on the floor? I have no idea. But he told them to not get it on your skin, and it leaked into an air vent inside a janitor's home by the name of Al Rizzo. And Al actually turned into the Rat Man while he was asleep. Martin says that the formula was a pretty strong stuff, but yet he wants to get revenge by actually turning the other people into rats while kidnapping them. That's why Java was turning into a rat, because he actually got scratched on the foot. So he's now after Maurice Muncy. So if he doesn't reverse the process before the transformation is complete, he'd be stuck as a rat forever. The episode's got like some good jokes. It's got a lot of good slapstick that actually makes me laugh, you know. And I mean, the beginning is like bland as hell, and that's the reason why it's not higher on the list. Not only that, Diana getting tortured at the ending was just awful. I mean, I feel bad for her, but also I don't feel bad for her because she is a bit of a, you know. But yeah, the sewer thing definitely serves the spot on the number 10 spot. Now number 9. A season 2 episode. The Vampire Returns. I'm sorry if I made that assumption here, that weird thing. As the title suggests, it's about vampires, but except this vampire part is very, very different to any other vampires. So this one is about a it's about a French, a 15th century vampire by the name of, I'm probably not going to pronounce this right. I know the first name, but the last name I can't get right anyhow. Her name is Simone de Bestan. She is I would say a monarch, a vampire, so to speak. But as what the Legend X says in the U-Watch, basically saying that Simone and her consul Gerard Mantin were monarchs of a vampire clan in Paris. Instead of biting victims on the necks, they steal souls, turning them into evil minions. And basically, she was like having a curse. She had a curse on her, where she was asleep in her coffin. But some, I would say, burglar opened the coffin and then, got possessed or got turned into a vampire. Simone herself has got very creepy powers. Her face is disturbing, but also quite soothing to listen to. She's a powerful woman, but yet still intelligent, yet well spoken. And even her accent was so cool. But the weird thing that I get for her is how she doesn't get a sunburn, but yet I still have to question. It's the hair. Her hair is so long that it doesn't burn her. It's kind of like a coat, except way different. Plus, probably the sun was going down, so it couldn't hit her. But she was disturbing. Her eyes were red as hell. And the funny thing why this thing's low on the list is because the common... Gerard and Martin basically share this common rare gene, which is a very weird one because Martin wasn't a vampire when he was actually inaugurated in the center. Not only that, I mean, I don't know why it's a common rare gene. I mean, even Sherrard looks exactly like uh, Martin. Kind of like Revenge of the Doppelganger, where there are three different women that actually look like Diana, which is a very weird thing. A very weird thing. I just don't know why. I don't know the question, but it was a good one. Not only that, it had some pretty good action. It showed some pretty good stuff, and it showed like how the clan actually got banished as well. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but if you want to go see it for yourself, it's on YouTube. But what can I say? Yeah, the vampire had returned. Now, number 8. A season 1 episode. It came from inside the box. Basically, if you hadn't heard the title, it's basically about some type of chaotic beast. A legend says that the I'm sorry, the stools are uncomfortable. Legend has it that there was a beast by the name of the Chaos Beast that was created by some type of Sherman, I would say. Yeah, a Sherman. I don't know how to pronounce that. Shaman. That's the name. Shaman. A shaman basically wanted peace for his land, so he created all. He put all of chaos together in one beast and locked the beast inside a box where it was to stay for all eternity. But since a kid by the name of Wilbert was playing his video games, he accidentally touched the box, opened it, and the beast got out. And it started putting chaos, turning people into animals, actually levitating saws to kill people, because that happens. And he basically turns himself to solid, to gas, to liquid. So yeah. And he's very chaotic, I'm telling you. He actually broke a car. He actually dented the car's back end with his beak before taking a bunch of tentacles and twisting and ripping it apart. This Chaos Beast is chaotic. It's got some other scenes too of Java actually getting possessed by the beast itself. Martin actually knowing how to use an ancient language, and even he says he's a little rusty on that part. He tried his best and he actually succeeded, which was nice. Shows Diana's nice work of actually fixing the box after it was broken. And it does show pretty much a lot of creativity of how everybody was turned into an animal. And yet there's the snow and the rain. And then there's like the part where the house is getting knocked down, lickety split. It was crazy. I gotta tell you, that was a pretty good show, pretty good episode, and I think it does deserve the number 8 spot. So coming in at number 7, we got another season 2. There's not a lot of season 3 in this because there's not been a big fan of the season 3 as me. But number 7, Zombie Island. We had vampires. We had giant sewer rats. We had chaotic beasts locked inside boxes. What do we need? An island full of zombies. Yes, finally, something that is on my level. So this is basically about a legendary creature by the name of Hexon. A sea creature that actually needed to feed on living victims, yet his yellow tide that he needs to survive actually turns people into zombies, which is very interesting. Strong, tough zombies that are they can still talk, but they're very disturbing to look at. Not only that, when I first saw the face of them, I was scared to death. The yellow tide itself looks pretty much like a teal green. It doesn't look much yellow. Yet it was called Yellow Tide Cove in the island. And it does show pretty much a lot of creepy things happening. I mean, hotel staff acting strangely, people disappearing, and crazy zombie rituals. And it was a fun episode. I mean, it showed much of Diana actually distracting the beast, which was good, and her hand actually getting caught in the yellow tide in the process. And the zombies' actual limps were actually pretty much like how a zombie would actually walk. It's not that bad. They don't run, which I like. It was actually a very good one. And I actually feel proud of that. It felt good. It felt like an actual zombie type thing. And even showed a human ear, like a ripped human ear, which was kind of creepy. So, yeah, Zombie Island, and to defeat that zombie, just put regular water in the yellow tide and he'll die off. What was that? So let's get on to number 6, which is Shriek from Beyond. Yes, another season 1. I don't know, seasons 1 to 2 were pretty good. This one was about a legendary siren, which is basically a half bird, half woman that actually hypnotizes hypnotizes men with her song. So she sings and then it hypnotizes them to actually fall in love with them. And that's why women aren't targeted over this creature. But not only that, she's a very dangerous foe, and even if you break her heart, she'll kill you. So a guy by the name of Rolf basically froze this woman on this siren in an iceberg, and after breaking free, she came back to actually vow vengeance upon him, actually wanting to actually pay on her. I like this episode because it shows the love, but the reason why he broke up with the siren was because he was young, he got tired. Hey, people get tired of a lot of different things, man. Even a sailor would get tired of that. The siren is a very interesting bird. She turns to a very nice, gentle woman with actually blue hair with a nice white dress to a creepy like bird with eyes, beaks, and giant wings with a tail. That's how disturbing this creature is to me. It is very dark imagery for the bird's eyes. I mean, when it turns, it's just like, ugh. The feathers are very clear, to say the least. It takes both traces of human and bird DNA, which is interesting. And it's a nice one. And I feel so sorry for the siren. I mean, you shouldn't break women's hearts like that. I mean, come on. Yes, you grow tired of them. Just kind of like express your feelings to the siren, and maybe she'll understand. Or maybe not. Maybe this one is just too much of a heartbreaker. But hey, I feel sorry for it, and hey, it shows how much love is. And yeah, Shriek from Beyond is one thing that actually is very loving about it. Now we get to number 5. What do we have for these lists? We have bird-like women, zombies on an island, a beast inside of a box, a French vampire, a sewer rat, Rat Man more. What do we need? What do we need inside what do we need inside, I don't know, a girls type college that basically has some type of spiritual books? I got it. Witches. Coming in at number 5 is Nightmare of the Coven. This one is about a witch by the name of Perdella Griswolda Dorway. Say that 3 times fast. She's a witch from centuries ago, where a spell basically trapped her beneath a school, on the ground. But thanks to a couple of students, or the principal for that matter, because he was the one who flipped the goddamn page, spell's been broken, and she made up of, you guessed it, all the girls in the school. The witches themselves, I'm just going to tell you, are very creepy compared to any other witch I've seen. It's not like you're just looking at the fancy one tooth green skinned witch hat style and big nosed type witches. No, you're looking at the dirty haired, creepy eyed, creepy teeth, creepy nails, and creepy skin, creepy voice style witches. This is a creepy episode. Not only that, shows a very disturbing possession. 2 different types, that is. The witches' powers are pretty interesting. They turn people into frogs, or toads rather, and rats. And the strength of them are pretty interesting. Pretty good strength, I'm telling you. The laughs are disturbing. Everything was disturbing. The kind of imagery was disturbing. And plus, witches hate water. They actually put that. They even put a reference in there about the Wizard of Oz. So yeah, Nightmare of the Coven, let's just hope you guys run away like rats. So let's go into number 4. We had witches. Why do we have a dark druid? That's why Return of the Dark Druid is number 4. Now, this was another Season 1 episode, which had something to do about Antigonish, Nova Scotia, a population of 94 people. And it had something to do about a dark druid that basically had his evil magic turned onto himself thanks to the townspeople on the 4th day of Samhain, using a power of something called the Skian Dub. And he was basically turned into a tree. So after some kid pulls off a leaf, when really the parents said not to touch a tree, he gets possessed and actually like climax of this. Not only that, the trees come to life. The trees got faces that are very disturbing. The slime itself, it has unknown origin, and yet the kind of like ritual is stating that 99 souls will set the Dark Druid free, meaning that the Dark Druid has to turn 99 people into trees before he can rise again. And that's a very disturbing factor. So, and not only that, it shows pretty much the creepiest eye imagery I've ever seen. Yet, yes, I know. Why does the Dark Druid look like some type of Pokemon villain, or I don't know, Dragon Ball villain? I don't know. Any Japanese villain? I have no idea. But it's an alright episode. It's a very good episode. It puts a lot to it. And plus, the druid did turn back into a tree, which was pretty interesting, and it showed a lot of very funny scenes, like an elephant being shrunk down into size where he can actually walk on a table, finally. So it was very good, you know? So for number 3, we're missing one key ingredient of a monster. That's right, aliens! It's time for They Lurk Beneath, which is the unlucky number, Season 1, Episode 13, where we have pretty much the very disturbing aliens that yet is not on the center databanks, because the colony itself, or the invasion force, actually was underground. Kind of like the Lost Tribe, it's in the same way. A colony or some type of, like I would say civilization was just buried underground for so many years. Except these aliens never made it to the surface, and they don't melt like any rotten eggs. And they have slime-like hands, slime-like legs, and they have hair that is like very straightforward. They keep themselves alive by suspended animation. And it was an invasion force, so the aliens were planning to take over the world, but I would say a Peruvian shaman from the Nazca lines actually hide the Book of the Dead by actually burying the force's ships by hiding it. And by every single line, there is a ship under every line. So that means it was a big invasion force. Not only that, they have telekinesis-like powers. So you're screwed. Unless you know how to bash their heads, you're screwed. But thanks to Martin's brilliant wits and Java's thinking of technology, or his type of technology, because he doesn't like technology, period, they actually made the aliens go away, and they hide the Book of the Dead permanently. A very disturbing imagery, very nice type of stuff, and yet the slime is not that disgusting. It's disgusting enough, but still, it's not that disgusting. I mean, anything in Martin Mystery Slime is just ugh. But it was a very fun yet very creative episode, which is very good, and I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of them actually putting a cause of actually using an alien civilization. Although there are a lot of different type of alien civilizations, like They Came from Outer Space Part 1 and 2, you know, it still is a very good one. So coming in at number 2, we have Crypt of the Genie and Return of the Genie. This is actually my first time using a Season 2. Actually, this is the first Season 3 episode that I actually called the best. Because it's about the same thing. A genie. The same genie. The evil genie that was trapped inside a purple skull. A purple clear-like skull. This genie is green. This genie's badass, and yet she's disturbing as well. She looks pretty on the inside, but actually piss her off, she'll turn into an evil demon with sharp teeth and creepy eyes. Not only that, she actually possesses people to actually make their own wishes and actually do the opposite of that. Like, for instance, um, Java wished that he wanted to fit in better, so the genie actually turned him into a puzzle piece, so somebody had to put them together. Putting smoke in the nose, I would probably be sneezing if that happened. But she is disturbing as hell. She's got a very good kind of like voice. I would say accent. I don't know, but it was by the name of like an accursed ancestor of Prince of Brunel. Basically, I think his name is Prince Rosanjan. I don't know, but he actually wanted to have the riches by an evil genie. But the genie wanted to do him harm, so he imprisoned him in the skull where she never ever did harm again. But the genie vowed revenge. And it's very disturbing how she vows revenge. Now she's going to vow revenge on Martin in Season 3's Return of the Genie by possessing Diana for taking Billy Java into that purple skull. But again, just like any other genie, they can't resist a wish. Have you seen Danny Phantom, Genie? Hello? You can't resist a wish. None of you genies can't resist a wish. No matter if it's 3, no matter if it's 5, no matter if it's 100 wishes or a gazillion wishes, you can't resist a wish. That's your rule, that's your law, that's your code. Think about it. Very interesting how this genie reacts. And it's different than a lamp. It's just a purple skull. And yet they call it the vessel of the genie. I mean, Martin in the end of the Crypt of the Genie burned the skull. And in the end, I think Diana... Oh, she put the genie back inside the skull. So yeah. Before we get to number 1, let's put a few runners up. The Body Swapper. This is a very disturbing show with some very creepy imagery and also a monster that actually couldn't survive in cold weather without actually having warm blood, because it is cold-blooded. The Lost Tribe. It's a very interesting thing talking about a tribe that actually was the last civilization on planet Earth. And even since they stayed under the darkness so long, they can't resist the light. They don't like light. It's like the Denizens in Black Ops 2's Transit. Yes, I know, Call of Duty fans. I won't talk about the Denizens anymore. Okay? Okay. The Third Eye. A very disturbing part of actually having a very secret organization that actually can predict their futures by using different types of symbols, like truth, power, and their sacred symbol, the All-Seeing Eye. And, they made them go insane, and it was very disturbing. And it was very disturbing actually seeing two characters with the third eye on top of their head. It's just weird for me, It's very weird. Beast from Within. A type of thing that actually the actual leader by the name of Mom, yeah, I know, she's called that, basically had a villain that she used to cut when she was an agent. And yet, even in the databanks, it actually worked to cut him. A very disturbing creature, yet a very slimy and disgusting creature. And yet he likes iron a lot. He likes iron. Eat a lot of steak, man. Give you a lot of iron, a lot of protein. But he also died in the fish. So. I don't know what else. Curse of the Looking Glass. That thing was very disturbing, talking about a wishing on the looking glass to actually look like a nice person, yet really you're just... with any wish will come with a price, so... the Halloween Christmas specials. They're not very interesting, but they're alright. They're very special in their own regard. I mean, the Christmas specials, there are only 2 Christmas specials, and only 1 Halloween special in Martin Mystery. But it was a very interesting one with that. House of Zombies. Never been a good one, in my opinion. Although it's got very disturbing imagery, it never sit right with me like Zombie Island. Zombie Island had disturbing imagery, yet a very nice part with it. With Zombie House, they're not really zombies. They're just possessed by different types of things. So, yeah. Mystery of Teen Town. I think it was called Mystery of Teen Town. I know it's something Teen Town. This episode was just about, a guy by the name of Vargos and stuff, but, Jesus Christ, I just don't want to talk about it. It's just a stupid episode. Jesus. It Came from the Bog. The first ever episode of Martin Mystery, yet still one of the best, in my opinion. But it never quite made it on my list because it was about a boogeyman, and we know what the boogeyman is. He goes in our beds at night. Yeah, you better check your bed later on, and your closets. But it was a very nice episode, and very nice ending. Yeah, funny ending, to be more precise. So, let's just get straight on to number 1, because I'm going to be doing another one, but this time it's going to be a worse list, and there's going to be a lot of Season 3s. So, here we go. So, without a doubt, the number 1 best Martin Mystery episode is Haunting of the Black Water. Yep. An episode after The Lurk Beneath. And I put that so low on the list just because it's not better than Crypt and Return of the Genie. That's still one thing. But nine of these things that you look at that you think are your best Martin Mystery episode are not as good as Haunting of the Black Water. Let's think about it here. It's a ghost that haunts a lodge by the name of Phyllis Blackwater. Reason why the lodge was reopened for business because the bank actually closed on his mortgage after his business partners turned on him. So he was very angry at it. So Phyllis loved this place so much he refused to leave, even after they shut off the heat. When they came to check on the joint, they found Phyllis frozen solid in the ballroom, sitting in front of a camera. So, after the camera was snapped a picture, his actual, that creepy picture in the ballroom was actually him in the camera. And after the glass was broken, the spirit actually got out. So, they actually came to get him, and Diana gets possessed. And it's so satisfying to actually see Diana really do this. I know Phyllis is doing this to her, turning the head, doing these other types of shits, levitating, and even saying, get out, this lodge is mine. It's still worth it. I mean, Diana is literally getting revenge on Martin. Let's think about it here. Martin does way too many stupid things to his own stepsister. And his stepsister never gets credit, yet she gets punished for no reason. She gets tortured for no reason. So it's very satisfying at the end of this thing, where literally Diana starts beating Martin's ass. And even Java was very scared of this guy. I even like the part where it turns back to Phyllis's time, remembering what it was like. And there's some different types of things that Martin put. It's not like a Martin style camera where you have to use a Martin camera. You have to use the original camera that actually Phyllis used. Not only that, it's not like you have to snap a picture of Diana, which he did twice and still failed. You have to snap a picture of Phyllis himself. So, while Martin was on the, I would say the ice area, like a lake full of ice, he actually looked at Phyllis right on the bottom of the shadow, kind of like looking at a shadow. You've seen the Friday the 13th movies. They're just bizarre. He snapped the picture, and Phyllis got in the camera inside the picture, and that was it. Yet it was very satisfying for Diana. And plus, her in Victorian clothing is just creepy as hell. I'm serious. It's creepy as hell. So it was a very interesting episode. And I actually liked the part that Diana actually gets to be tough and actually kick ass in this episode. She actually hurts Martin pretty badly, which I'm happy about. Yes, she did that in The Body Swapper, which I think is a later episode before Haunting of the Black Water, or maybe before that. But still, it's better than all those, because literally Diana is getting vengeance on Martin, but yet also Phyllis is having a good time of actually doing it, because he's literally he's telling them to get out, so he's kind of anger does make you stupid, as what Michonne would say in The Walking Dead. So, yeah, I gotta get this episode credit and actually put it in the number 1 spot. Let me guess, nobody's ever going to be going to that place again. They shut it down. But it was very nice, and let's just hope let's hope you don't got a chill on your spine for a Haunting of the Blackwater. So yeah, That's it. That's all the best Martin Mystery episodes. But does that make the show great? Well, not really. I mean, it's got its flaws. It repeats its own animation at different levels that I don't like. But it was a very good episode. It was a very good show, even though it lasted nearly 3 seasons. It was my old childhood, and I missed it so much. People say, "Yeah, you gotta bring Martin Mystery back." Well, maybe it should stay abandoned. I mean, it's a Canadian show, but it's not that bad of a Canadian show. At least shows some good animation, at least. It shows some pretty decent one. And it showed some pretty much dark imagery that even a child would be pissing their pants at, but yet still having the nice funny imagery of the show itself. It was very nice, and I really do enjoy it. But this time, we're going to be going for the top 10 worst, and that's going to be coming up soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. Comment down below what other top 10 should I do after the worst Martin Mystery episodes. And don't forget to click the notification bell because, yeah, YouTube, fix your stuff. I'm damn serious. Just fix it. Stop updating. Just fix it. You're just gonna be losing. So good to be back.